Well, we live, so I'll talk off air. She said we're still live, sorry.
Let's go.
We're back.
Let's go. Let's go. Chop, chop, chop. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on, smooth operator. 1. Awesome. Are we back? We live again?
We good to go, Candace?
Let's see. I'm gonna check it out. Sorry about that. Guess the battery said it was too hot of a conversation. It said, oh.
You good?
All right. Excellent. There it is. All right.
Righty.
Where were we?
I was about to piggyback on what he said. He took, because I said it in your ears, the soul ties. It's super important to detox from a relationship because, like you said, we bring the baggages and luggage. And some luggages are heavy.
Truckload boxes.
Yes. And I love what Andre said as far as like if you were sleeping with someone, that's a whole, my God, that's a soul tie in itself, and spirits and just bringing that whole thing to the new, it's not good. So it's good to detox from any relationship, not just from a husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, just friendship, you know, because you got to evaluate why the friendship fell apart, you know. So we're talking about all relationship, any relationship, you need to detox from it. Absolutely. Anyone want to comment before we move on to the next, because we're almost done?
I know in the audience there was a couple questions that wanted to be raised. I don't know if people are ready to speak on it yet.
Anyone
Maybe not yet.
who had the questions, do y'all want to come up and ask the questions or yell them out if you don't want to be on camera?
This lady right here.
The one in the yellow, beautiful dress.
One.
Can you come up, ma'am? Beautiful lady with the braids.
Ooh, that's how we do it.
Come on, sexy. Let's see them legs.
Please excuse my friend.
It's really the
come
boots.
on.
It's the boots. You got it. It's the phrasing.
Coming.
See, beautiful. Come on up here.
Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you coming.
Because you all put me on the spot with my blush brush.
Right, turn this way.
Okay, see?
Right there.
And then they got... I really didn't have a question, but... Okay, Sparkling Crystal. Hey, how are y'all doing, Sparkle? I really didn't have a question, but since I was put on the spot, I guess I do. I can make up something.
That copper gonna tone it in. I see it.
Okay. Okay. So you were saying something about 666 for women, right? Like we have we want our man 6 feet tall, 6 figures. Do men have the same standards? Because I was talking to one of my homeboys, and he was okay dating like a chick from Walmart. Like, she worked at Walmart. And I was just like, okay, my face. And I was like, huh? Because he has such high standards. I was like, so it's okay for a woman to work at Walmart? Like, she can't have the same goals? Like, you don't want the same 666, like, standards. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the blush brush. Who wants?
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
All right.
Thank you.
You gonna go first?
You can go ahead.
To answer your question, I'm gonna say no. Every man is different. We're all so different. From what we like, from what we don't like, we're all so different. So I don't think that there's a baseline at all men saying, man, she gotta be this, Not really. And it's different for us because as the providers, we're not really expecting a woman to have that, because we're provided, we should be working to provide that for you. It goes back to expectations, what we talked about earlier. But every man is different. We all do have some expectations, and don't get it twisted. I don't want you to think that only women have unrealistic expectations.
Can you share some of these unrealistic
Because-
expectations from men?
So, I personally, right, so here's the thing. I can't speak for other men, right? I don't have unrealistic expectations. No, I don't. What are my personal expectations? See, now we're changing the subject.
They
shining the spotlight on you.
If you want my number, just say that.
I like that one.
That's foolish. That's foolishness.
I like that. Go ahead, Avery. I like how he jumped up out of that pot. You know what I'm saying? He jumped out of that pot.
Because you keep on saying women have unrealistic expectations.
I didn't keep saying that. That's not true. I just said that is something that happens. Men have them too. I personally do not have them. But there are men that have unrealistic expectations.
So what are they? Wait a minute.
So
you got
name. All right.
What are those?
He can't speak from that standpoint though.
Okay. So all right. So I'll get into it. I'll get into it. I have a couple of friends.
Trying to be nice.
I have a couple of friends that believe if a woman is over 30-ish and she has not been in a long-term relationship or married, then she's crazy. I'm just telling you, look, I have a couple of, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. It doesn't make sense to me.
I got it too.
But you asked me to give out an explanation, and I'm giving an example. That's one.
Okay, what's another one?
Nah.
Be curious.
Ask the mic. Go ahead.
They're trying to mail bash right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Go ahead. Avery, you got something?
Now, one thing I can speak on from my perspective, and there are some guys that think like me also. Women who are very intellectual, who can stimulate us intellectually, she cannot be society's so-called 10 on the 1 to 10 scale. She could be a 5. But if she stimulates our minds intellectually, she'll stimulate us sexually also.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And she also will stimulate us and want us to be in a relationship with her. And if she's not a 10 to society, she'll become a 10 to us. And that's true.
20.
With a lot of men of substance, with a lot of men who are not shallow beings. So that's the difference.
What age does that happen? Does that shift take place?
No, it's not. It's not really about an age. So let me say this. I'll speak on it, and I'll give a. I don't know if it's unrealistic expectation, but I'll name something for me. So I'm just going, and I'm speaking for me. So I expect anybody that I'm dealing with or anybody that I'm talking to not compare me to a past situation. I expect that. But it can also be an unrealistic expectation due to the trauma that you women go through, because y'all experience a lot of different things, right? And so it could be unrealistic for us as men or me to expect you not to do that. However, the problem is now I got to check myself and recognize a person that has not dealt with their baggage and their luggage and all of this, but it's hard to judge people like that, right? So my question now to you ladies is that an unrealistic expectation for you not to compare me or whoever to a past situation? So why does it happen? So why do y'all do
Come
it?
up here, please, so they can see you on the camera.
Yeah, come on up.
Oh, for the people in the back. Candace is back.
I'm gonna say the things that people are scared to say because
Say it then, girl.
person. It's not that people are scared to compare you or they bring up, past or anything like that. But please understand, if you act like somebody in the past, we're gonna call you out and act and tell you that you act like somebody in the past. We're not trying to go there, but at the same time, I think it just depends. Right, it's a PTSD. That's real, because that's what I was about to say. That's a PTSD response.
Absolutely.
And, trauma bonds are real. Thank you for speaking
Hold
on
on
trauma
though.
bonds.
Is it really PTSD? Are you communicating? Are you letting somebody know this is where I was at and this is what I don't need?
Well, all
and if
I
you
got
can't
to
give me that, then move around.
Well, all I have to say is this: that was 2000. That was
you
two.
gotta get the mic.
Look, there you go. That's true.
Yeah, you
Now that was 2005, Candace. This 2023, Candace gonna tell you everything.
Already.
Okay, you gonna it's some smoke in the city playing with me. Okay, And I will say this because people on the stage here, we're all entrepreneurs. Yes. Please understand that we are real people outside of our jobs. If you're a dating entrepreneur, please understand. Social media and websites are one thing, but when you deal with somebody, you get the real them. So make sure when you talk about potential, that you're not looking at my social media potential and understand that I'm a real individual, because you'll get that smoke.
Now, I don't know. Listen, let me tell you something. I know a lot of people are scared of age, and I am 45, and there may be people watching and may disagree because they don't know the new me. But I tell you what, at 45, ain't no playing no games. I done done the work, and I understand my past and mistakes I've made and where I'm trying to go and where I'm at and all these different things. So like Candace was saying, if you're dealing with somebody that has multiple things going on, I ain't even gonna say entrepreneur, because potential, right? Just have all these different, multifaceted, have all these things going on. I would like to venture to say that 100% of the times when you get involved with them, they are 1,000% who they are, right? And so when they show themselves to you, if you come and fake, we see straight through it. I see straight through it. And if you're trying to have an agenda outside of the agenda that I'm coming after, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so ain't gonna be no faking and shaking, as we say here in the H-Town streets, ain't no faking and shaking. I'm gonna give you 1,000% who I am, and you either gonna take it or leave it. And I'm not ashamed of the things I've been through, the journey I've been through, because, speak on it, if God bring you to it, He gonna bring you through it. Absolutely. Straight up. And so as you're journeying in success, I think, did I post it? I don't know. I don't think I posted it. Success is not a destination, it's a journey, right? And it's forever going. And it goes back to the situation, like your wife staying down with you and all these different things. We take these statements and these cliches and these slogans and we try to make it mean something. You really got to dig in and understand what those things are really saying. You know what I'm saying? So when we're showing houses and the way the market is, and my man, shout out to my man Fred, Blackstone Mortgage in the back of the building, shout out to my man. Listen, when we showing these people houses, my thing, I don't know if you agree with this, but I tell people, and of course it depends on the market you're in, but it's pretty much a standard. If you find in a home that meets about 80 to 85% of your likings, it's time to put an offer in. It's time to do the work. It's time to commit, because you're not gonna find 100% of what you want, And if you do, it's a blessing. Yeah. But for the most part, you're not gonna find that. So again, it goes back to compromise. So I feel like I'm talking too much.
Did you want to comment?
Come on up, ma'am. Come on up.
Okay. What I would like to say was based off of the first. I'm Jonna. Nice to meet y'all. But first, I wanted to say thank you. What is this? Water Edge Winery? Yeah.
Water Edge Winery.
I got the 5 glass and it's kicking in.
Already. What can is that?
Shout out to the bartender.
Oh yeah. And shout out to our man behind the bar, Mr. Jordan. Shout out.
Yes.
Your first question caught me, and it was like, to me, expectations and standards are pretty much the same thing. And it kind of is, I was listening to what you all were saying, it kind of goes with what I wanted to say is, you can have expectations and standards, but you gotta leave a little room. And that's where the conversation comes in. Because when you converse with someone, you know, I'm thinking off the top of my head, but like, say for instance, you're just like, I'm just be real because I don't know how else to be. But like, maybe you need to lose a little weight, you know what I mean? Or maybe you want them to make, I don't know, the 6 figures. If you are conversing with each other and then you realize that maybe, and not to necessarily going for the potential, but it could be they already want it and doing certain things, and then you might be able to give them another motivation to get it. You got to give room, because maybe if you spoke to them like, okay, they want this anyway, like we can do it together, and then they might become exactly what you wanted anyway. So I feel like you just need to give some room and some grace there, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to find a lot of the times 100% what you want, but just give a little room there and you might find what you're looking for, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who?
The one in the black.
Come on, Nina. No, you can't speak over there. Oh no, we thought you had something you wanted to say. Take a pause. That's cool. That's cool.
Look,
Yes.
we just had a famous Houston person step in the building, J Mac.
What up, J Mac?
Jerry McInnes walked in the building to come support us. Thank you. And hi, Godfrey.
And Company. I'm gonna say And Company. I don't know your name. I'm sorry, And Company. What's up, bro? So, do we want to move to the next question?
We can move to, yeah, it's a good one.
Who's going?
Yeah. Avery, didn't you have?
Go ahead, Avery.
I got one, but
Go ahead.
We almost done.
all right. Have you ever experienced infidelity in a relationship? Oh, that was quick. That was quick. Come on. Come on.
It's the Candace show tonight. She's being transparent tonight. That's all. She's being transparent. She's being transparent.
So listen. I'm gonna say this. There's a few people out. I'm gonna just go ahead and walk to them because they want to say stuff and they're not saying nothing. I'm gonna walk to them, and 2 people in particular. Yeah.
Okay, in regards to the infidelity question, man, I'm telling a lot tonight. It's okay though, because I'm cool with it, right? Because look, I'm good. Well, I'm good with my star player, right? So I have been the cheater and I have been cheated on. Okay? What I realized in the fact of me cheating, you know, you try to put it off on like, oh, this person don't have this, or the other person got this person, you don't have that. No, what it was is that I was being selfish and egotistical in that moment and did not have any self-love for me. I didn't know who I was when I was out there doing the cheating. I can just be honest. But the thing about it is, what people don't want to say is that when someone cheats and they go outside the relationship, you have to take a step back and say, okay, what am I missing? Is it on them or is it on me? Because something is lacking there, and it may be on your side, it may be on their side, it may be y'all together. Y'all can both be lacking, or y'all can both not be a good match. And a lot of times we don't want to have that conversation and admit that to ourselves, because I can honestly say in the past, I was an asshole with dating. I was an asshole. If you did not know which fork to eat your salad with, I could not go on a date with you. I'm being honest.
Man, they should have went to etiquette class. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway. But I'm saying, like, in the past, when I was the person that was cheating, it was because I felt like I was looking and searching for something, and that everything that my partner at the time did, I was trying to find fault in, when really I should have looked in the mirror and realized that I was the person that was at fault. Okay? I didn't have enough self-love for me, and at the same time, the relationship got a little too real for me, so I had to find an escape route through somebody else because that was getting too real. So a lot of times we don't want to talk about being real in relationships, but I have been the cheater and I have been cheated on. When I was cheated on, I was like, well, hey, let's have a conversation. you already did the dirt. Let's talk about it. But let's talk about it from the standpoint of not so much as what you did. Why did you even do it in the first place? What was the real motivation? And I felt like that opened a lot of conversations, but it all boiled down to communication. If you don't have proper communication in a relationship, anything will happen and everything will happen too.
That's good. Anyone?
Everything, yeah. Oh, anyone else? So I want to take this a step further. For clarity, for just a couple of things. All right, so we talking about infidelity, right? Mm-hmm. So ladies, I'm basically throwing this at y'all, but of course the fellas, y'all too. So when you're in a situation and there's infidelity and you're on the bad side of it, and you're trying to decide if you want to stay or if you need to move on, and you don't know what to do, how do you decide when enough is enough? What makes you know to move on? Or
Come up here.
How do you know when enough is enough?
Okay.
All right, Nina.
I think you should know to move on when the disrespect is there. The disrespect, it's like,
You gotta be
the
specific.
disrespect when he really don't give a damn. You know what I mean? It's like, he really, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not empathetic about it. He's like, yeah, I did that,
Okay,
So
what
I
if you
think it's-
suspect, but you don't really know? You suspect it, but you don't really know.
Women always know.
Yes, we do.
It's just a
Women
question.
always know.
It's just a question.
We watch our actions very meticulously. When you start going out, can I be real? When you start going out buying new stuff that you ain't bought with me, you start.
As she sipped the wine.
You start getting a new cologne and some new drawers. I'm sorry, something going on. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is recognizing the signs. Recognizing the signs. But I think going back to the original question, it's just a disrespect. If that person does not respect you and love you enough, then it's over. It's over. And as a woman, you have to really just move on. It's hard for us as women because we want to stay, want to make the relationship work, but your self-respect is more important than the relationship.
Absolutely.
Amen. So also another thing before we go, the other side of it is a lot of times we want the communication like Candace was saying. If you're not getting the communication or the closure that you need, but you got that woman's intuition, how are you able to move forward if you want it, but you ain't getting it? How are you able to move forward?
Yep. Well, yeah.
It's just a question.
No, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta move on. Like I had a situation back in the day. Well, this individual
Way back in the day.
way back in the day kept just being like, it was progressive disrespect, right? And then when I tried to have conversations with this individual, he never had anything really to say, or not worthwhile to say, nothing fruitful to say. Mm-hmm. And so in my head, it came to a climax of there was violence. And then on the backside of the violence, and I'm being honest right here, the backside of that violence, I was like, damn, for real? And one day, this individual, we still talking or whatever, happened to come by my house, was dead drunk, falls asleep, and I was like, it's 3 a.m. Why the hell you stopping at my house? You stopping at my house because your drunk ass can't make it to your own place. So it's a pit stop. I said, well, I don't see this dude's phone. He don't never come in here without a phone. Well, where is it at? Okay, he knocked out. I'll go find the phone and find out where the hell he been. At this point, this is true disrespect. You're going to come to my house after you've been out slutting around, whoremongering, and then you expect us just to take it. At that moment, I'm going to be dead honest with y'all. I had to make a decision for myself because if it continued, he was underestimating my ability to take his ass out, literally. And so that's some stuff you need to be real frank with yourself to understand what is that cutoff point that will drive you to a point that there is no return. Mm-hmm. And so for me, what I did, I said, you know what? Okay, cool. This can't go on. So I kind of pushed him out the bed. Back then I was working out a lot. So he rolled off the bed onto the floor.
I think you still push my
he falls on the floor. He wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck?" I said, "You got to get the fuck out of here." Excuse my French, y'all. But that was real because I was already thinking, I'm going to kill him.
Worst case scenario.
I'm going to kill him if he keep playing with me. Yes. But right? No, that's real talk. But outside of that, I had some opportunities. This is how God moves, y'all. Now, when you have your relationship with God, he'll start unveiling some things to you. So he was unveiling things to me. I knew when he was with other people because I had that feeling, but I could sense it. But then I was like, okay, you know what else? God started opening up job opportunities. So I had this opportunity. I was in oil and gas, right? I was here in Texas. I was doing well here in Texas. God opened up this opportunity to send me to Louisiana. The Lord was like, look, this is your job. I ain't even have to interview for this job. This is how good God is to save me from something that could have been tragic. I took that job. I moved to Louisiana. I didn't ask him about it. He got pissed off, like, why are you taking this job? And I was like, it doesn't involve you. This is my career. I make these decisions. You're not paying no bills around here. So I went, and that is where God worked on me. And he was like, okay, look, let me just give you some real perspective. When you notice these things, because a woman knows the man she's dealing with. No man should ever think that woman ain't paying attention to you. A woman is going to know how you move, how you step, how you sleep, how you breathe, how you eat. She going to know when your essence is off, when you roll out the bed and you pissed off that morning. Yep. So when any of that stuff change, we're going to know.
Oh, you heard that?
So for me, the Lord worked on me to say, okay, here, I've given you these gifts. I've given you these talents. I need you to be separated. And I was in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana. But I decided I went to get my master's in business administration. I took a new leadership role. I took in my sister, helped her with her 2 kids. God took me and put me in a place where I was